All right, very warm welcome to this first lecture of CA Inter Audit Fast Track course in 100% English delivery for my dear South India students and anyone who prefers 100% English delivery. Okay, so I will not waste much time in my introduction. Students normally do a lot of research, all right, and then they enter the course. So I would not like to waste too much time into that. Anyways, time is not a luxury when we are in the fast track course. Okay. But yes, many of my students have scored 85 plus in audit. Whether you say CA Inter or CA Final, you heard me correct. Recently in May 25 results, one of my students has scored 87 marks even in CA Final audit. All right. And all the documented feedbacks are there on my YouTube channel. So don't worry. You can trust me. You can trust my notes. You can trust the way in which we are going to finish this particular subject. All right. Now, first things first. Okay. So you have 11 chapters. Yes, sir. You have 11 chapters in your CA Inter Audit lectures. I mean, CA Inter Audit syllabus. And we are going to cover this 11 chapters with full of energy and ensure that you score minimum 70. You heard me correct. And ensure that we score minimum 70. There is a method in which we should go ahead. And if we follow that method, then I'm very much sure that all of us will be able to taste grand success in your exams. Now, first things first, it is all about the material that you have. So you are in a fast track course, and that is the reason you have been given 3 books by my side, from my side. First is the main book. All right, first is the main book. In the main book, which I give to my regular course students also. So you have the regular course material. In the main book, you will see it is a bulky book, all right, which is about more than 400 pages. But don't worry, the pages are because we have done nice, spacious formatting over there. And in this main book, we have covered the ICI module line by line. Yes, you heard me correct, the ICI module line by line. But it is arranged in a very nice manner, all right. So you can see head point, sub point form. Every sub point has been given the title. Then you will see some color coding wherever there are important words. I have highlighted them. And obviously you have received the books in the color format also. All right. So this is your main book. However, we have to ensure that we cover the syllabus in a time bound manner without missing out on the concepts. All right. So you have your chart book also, which I have given. This chart book is a compact book. So if you see, just to compare things, like if you have definition of audit and some content over here in the chart book, this is exactly what I want you to remember. However, for detailed explanation, all right, we have it over here also. So what I will do in the lecture, I will cover things from the chart book, but I will also cross-refer it with the main book. And whatever are the lines in the main book that I want you to remember, I will give you separately. So both the books will be covered by me. Don't worry about it. And that will ensure your 100% coverage in a time-bound manner. Additionally, you have a very good Brahmastra question bank. Yes, I call it as Brahmastra question bank because this particular weapon that you have with you is the actual Brahmastra. So, if you just see the first chapter, all right, of the question bank over here, you will see this, that you have your study material questions, that is section A. So you will see a lot of all the questions of the study material of the ICI, including test your understanding, test your knowledge questions, including your MCQs that are given in the ICI book. We have divided it into case study and theory based questions. And then you will see section B, which is question from previous RTP, MTP and previous year papers. But sir, how many previous year attempts you have covered? So we have covered 11 previous attempts. Yes, you heard me correct. 11 previous attempts. So whatever was redundant, outdated from those previous attempts, not there in the new module. All right, that we have removed. Apart from that, everything else is covered. I hope I have made myself very clear over here. Okay. So we will be covering 75 to 80% of the question bank in the lectures. Yes, you heard me correct. Will be covering 75 to 80% question bank in the lectures. So the difference that you see in regular course and fast track course is, all right. So in a regular course, normally I don't give such kind of pre-printed chart formats. All right. So what we do is we make them write things. Even for you, I have left lots of fill in the blanks. All right. So you will also be writing. But if regular course is writing 100 words, you may be writing 20-30 words. All right, so that is the difference. Second difference, in regular course we cover 100% question bank line by line, and in fast track course we restrict it to 75-80%, and students are supposed to do the homework of the balance 20%. Since you all are attending my live sessions, all right, so you can also cover the homework in the live session when during this period itself, and you can ask your doubts. All right, I hope I have made myself very clear. For the students who are attending on Zoom, so W will be for wait if I am going very fast, L will be for lag, all right, if lags, Y for yes, and N for no. All right, so I hope I have made myself very clear. I would expect you to participate and make this more livelier, so that everyone enjoys the particular discussion. All right, so without wasting any further time, I will straight away start with the discussion. All right, so my dear students, the very first chapter that is there in your inter-CA book, that is nature, scope and objectives of audit. But before I start with this, I want to clear up a very important concept. Okay, so I want everyone to participate in this. All right, so everyone over here, if you are a CA in practice, okay, just randomly in Zoom also you can just type. All right, so if you are a CA in practice, what kind of work a CA in practice performs. All right, so whatever you know from your practical life, sir, examination of books of accounts, all right, sir, tax advisory work, all right, sir, consultancy work, all right, sir, compliance work. Okay, so there are lots of assignments that a CA in practice performs. Fine. Now listen to me very carefully, very important for this particular subject. Whatever CA in practice does for his client, so CA in practice and the client, they have some kind of arrangement. It could be regarding checking the data, it could be regarding advisory, it could be regarding taxation, whatever it is. So whatever arrangement CA in practice has with the client, that arrangement is technically called as an engagement. I repeat, whatever arrangement CA in practice has with the client, that arrangement technically is called as an engagement. Now, there are two types of engagement. Everyone over here, there are two types of engagement. One engagement is called as an assurance engagement, and the second engagement is called as non-assurance engagement. Sir, what is this, sir? Can you please simplify, sir? Obviously, yes, sir. Allow me, give me some time, sir. All right. So now listen to me very carefully. What is an assurance engagement? In assurance engagement, see, assurance means to increase someone's trust, to increase someone's confidence. All right. So in an assurance engagement, client will give some data to CA in practice. All right. CA in practice will check the data. Yes, sir. CA in practice will obtain evidence for that data. Yes, sir. CA in practice will prepare a report on that data. Yes, sir. In that report, CA in practice will express an opinion. Yes, sir. And because of this opinion, it will increase the confidence. It will increase the confidence of other stakeholders. Sir, for example, other stakeholders could be government, could be shareholders, could be bankers, etc. So I repeat, any arrangement, that means any engagement in which client gives data to CA in practice. All right. So client will prepare the data and client will share that data with CA in practice. CA in practice will check the data. CA in practice will get the evidence. CA in practice will prepare a report. CA in practice will express an opinion in that report. And because of that opinion, it will increase the confidence of other stakeholders. All right. That is called as an assurance engagement. And my dear friends, in audit subject, everyone knows that in audit subject, all right, practicing CA will examine the financial statements, express an opinion whether such financial statements are showing a true and fair view or not. And because of that opinion, it will increase the confidence. It will increase the confidence of the shareholders, of the government, of the banker. That is why audit engagement is called as an assurance engagement. All right. However, you should also know what is a non-assurance engagement. For example, all right, let us say client is asking CA in practice. Client is asking CA in practice to assist in the data preparation. So let us say you are my client, I am your CA in practice, and you are asking me, Pragnesh, please help me in the data preparation, na yaar. So I am not going to check anything. I am just going to help you in the data preparation. All right. I am not going to express an opinion which will increase the confidence of other stakeholders. No, I am not going to do that. All right. So this is an example of non-assurance engagement. I'll give you one more example. Let us say client has shared data with CA in practice. All right. CA in practice will check the data. CA in practice will obtain evidence for that data. CA in practice will prepare a report on that data. But CA in practice will not express an opinion whether that data is showing a fair view or not. CA in practice is not going to increase the confidence of other stakeholders. It will just be an internal report for the management. Sir, for example, let us say Alpha Limited appoints CA in practice CA Ram. All right. And CA Ram is just going to check that particular data of trade receivables, and CA Ram will provide a report on the trade receivables that these are your trade receivables, this is the amount outstanding, and this is what you are supposed to receive from the trade receivables. That's it. So yes, Ram has checked the trade receivables. Yes, Ram has obtained evidence. But Ram is not expressing an opinion in a report which Alpha Limited will show to some third party to increase the confidence. So even though Ram is checking the data, but still it is non-assurance engagement. Let me tell you, in inter-CA students, there is a very big misunderstanding that if you check something, means it is an assurance engagement. No, my dear friends. If you check something, but if you prepare that report only for internal purpose of the management, then it is a non-assurance engagement. In assurance engagement, you check, you obtain evidence, you prepare a report, you express an opinion, and your opinion should increase the confidence of other stakeholders. Then it is called as an assurance engagement, and that is why audit is called as an assurance engagement. I want everyone to confirm in the chat box, are you clear with this? Yes or no, sir? Y for yes, N for no. Yes? All right. So everyone over here, listen to me very carefully. In practice, whatever it does for the client is called as an engagement. Engagement gets divided into two: assurance engagement, non-assurance engagement. And in audit, because auditor is going to express an opinion in a report which will increase the confidence of other stakeholders, that is why audit is called as an assurance engagement. This was only for your understanding. Later on we will do the writing practice, don't worry about it. All right. So let us start with the definition of audit. I know that in fast track course there are students who may be, who have already given the attempt and they are going to again give the attempt. I don't like to call them as repeaters, all right. I call them as fighters because they are fighting back. I know that these students may already know some concepts, like they may know the definition. But I cannot assume anything. Please understand my position as a teacher. So I am going to start from the base level. But for the students who are attending live, all right. Yes, Alankrita, don't worry, I'll explain. For students who are attending live, all right, you keep responding. So if I realize that yes, you understand this particular concept, all right, then in that case, I will go little faster. Okay. So Alankrita wants me to explain the meaning of non-assurance engagement. Alankrita, let me keep it very simple for you, beta. All right. Any engagement in which You are going to just help the client. You may prepare a report, but that report will not be submitted to third party to increase their confidence. So whatever you are going to do is only for internal purpose of the client. That is called as a non-assurance engagement. For example, Alankrita, you are my client. I am your CA in practice. You want me to check the trade receivables. But after checking the trade receivables, you just want me to give a report for your internal purpose. Then this is a non-assurance engagement. In assurance engagement, the report should be made for the purpose of increasing the confidence of other stakeholders other than the management. Like my report should be able to increase the confidence of the banker, of the shareholder, of the government. Then it is an assurance engagement. Am I clear with this? Yes or no, sir? Yes? Yes. All right. So now everyone, we are in audit subject and audit is an assurance engagement. Okay. So everyone over here, come on. Definition of audit. Come on, what is the definition of audit? If you are an auditor, you are going to examine the financial statements? Yes, sir. You are going to express an opinion? Yes, sir. But you need to be a person who is going to remain uninfluenced. Tell me, have you seen Mr. Anant Ambani? Yes. If Anant Ambani is a practicing CA, do you really think that he can examine the financial statements of Reliance Industries Limited? No, sir, no, sir, no, sir. All right. So auditing is not just an examination. Auditing is an independent examination. Independent examination of what? Of financial information of an entity. It could be any entity. It could be any entity. All right. It could be a trust. It could be a cooperative society. It could be it could be government controlled other entity, partnership firm, whether profit oriented or not. All right. Irrespective of its size or legal form. When such an examination is conducted with a view to express an opinion thereon. So come on, everyone with me. Auditing is an, come on, say it with me. Auditing is an independent examination of what? Of financial information of an entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of its size or legal form. When such an examination is conducted with a view to express an opinion thereon. All right. So everyone, the last line, when such an examination is conducted with a view to express an opinion thereon, the last line tells you the purpose. The purpose. All right, one more time. Auditing is an independent examination of financial information of an entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of its size or legal form. It could be any entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of its size or legal form, when such an examination is conducted with a view to express an opinion thereon. Now listen to me very carefully. If you are an auditor, all right, and if you are going to conduct such kind of examination, what is expected from you? What is expected from you? Can I say it is expected that you will check the books of accounts? Yes. Can I say that it is expected that you will give an opinion? Yes. Can I say that it is expected that you will check that whether accounting standards are being followed or not? Yes. Can I say that it is expected that at least you will help the management in finding out the errors? Yes. So it is a very simple 4 marks question. Person conducting audit is expected to do what? Person conducting audit is expected to do what? What is expected from a person conducting audit? I have given the code word. But let me tell you this, you can remember with common sense also. Okay? Check entries in the books of accounts. Whether financial statements are showing a true and fair view. Whether accounting standards have been followed. Whether the information is clear. Whether there is any omission. Alright. And whether everything is supported by sufficient and appropriate evidence. Alright. I have given the code word. There are 5-6 points over here. Let me give you one master trick in exams. Students, they try to by heart the answer properly. They spend lot of time with the answer. Yes, sir. But they don't spend time with the question. Listen to me very carefully. Alright. You should be able to understand the last line of the question. That person conducting audit is expected to do what? Please by heart the question. I mean run behind the question. In this, from this, if you remember only 3 points, fine. You still get your 3 marks. But if you are not able to remember that under which question we are supposed to write what, alright, then you will get 0. So my humble request that whatever headings I have given, alright, whatever headings I have given, you will spend some time with that, and you will also try to by heart the headings. Okay, this is going to be the last line of the question, because you know what, my dear friends, this has been a past examination question, all right, and the last line of the question is this, that person conducting audit is expected to do what? Then we give them this particular answer. I want a confirmation. Is everyone clear with this? Yes or no, sir? Yes, yes. Come on, come on. Keep replying. Come on. Let us make it lively. Y for yes and for no. Come on, come on. Yes. Okay. Now listen to me. This concept we have covered from the chart book. Okay. But I will show you where it is given in the main book, just for your reference. And whenever we are covering any concept, we should always think what kind of question can be asked. All right. Like for example, in definition of audit, all right, it is very much possible that they will print the definition in the question itself. I repeat, it is very much possible that they will print the definition in the question itself. All right. Then what will be the question? They will say analyze the definition. Please write down, everyone, in the blank space over here. They will say analyze the definition. Now listen to me very carefully. Whenever you get a question on analyze, what is the meaning of that? Means whatever is the concept, you have to pick up every single line, all right, and write 2-3 lines on that every single line. For example, everyone over here, come on. Auditing is an independent examination. What is the meaning of the word independent? Uninfluenced. Person conducting audit should not get influenced by the client. For example, if practicing CA is holding shares in the company, then he cannot audit such company. You have studied in company law, na? If practicing CA has taken loan from the company, then he should not audit. So such kind of 2-3 lines you are supposed to write. Acha, auditing is an independent examination of financial information of an entity. Which entity? It could be any entity. It could be a company. It could be a partnership firm. It could be LLP. All right. Then what is the purpose of audit? Purpose of audit is to express an opinion on the financial statements. Tell me, everyone, who is going to prepare the financial statements? Who is going to prepare the financial statements? Preparation of the financial statement is the responsibility of M for management or A for auditor. Preparation of financial statement is the responsibility of M for management or A for auditor. M for management. Auditor is going to examine the financial statements and express an opinion. Correct? So listen to me. Whenever they say analyze the definition, then you will pick up every single line of that definition and you will write something on every single line. Have I made myself very clear? Yes, sir. Okay. Now listen to me. We go to the main book. Straight away, please come to point number 3. Meaning and nature of auditing. All right. Definition we have covered in the chart book. So we will write over here chart book. All right. And this is nothing but they are analyzing the definition. Okay. First, they are explaining independent examination. So auditing is an independent examination. Independence here implies that, listen to me, don't by heart this right now, because this I will cover in chapter 11 notes. In chapter 11, we have 2 pages on independence. So anyways, we are going to spend about 15-20 minutes over there. All right. So don't by heart it now. But yes, you can always look at the examples. Sir, here, can we write our own examples? Whatever we remember from company law? Yes, you can. All right. You can say that person conducting audit should not hold shares of the company. Person conducting audit should not have business relationship with the company. If the relative of the person is holding a senior position in the company, then you should not conduct audit of such company. All right. So you can write 1 or 2 examples from your company law also. It is okay. Then auditing is an independent examination of financial information of an entity. All right. So entity is covered. Entity could be any entity. All right. So look at this. It could be NPO. It could be profit making. It could be small. It could be medium. It could be large. So here you can use little bit of, if I use the Gen Z slang, fakeology. Right. So you can write little bit on your own. That is okay. All right. Then purpose of audit. Purpose is to express an opinion on the financial statements. All right. Preparation, presentation of financial statement is the responsibility of management. Are you getting my point? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Then after that, in doing so, what is expected? Person conducting audit is expected to. Person conducting audit is expected to. Then I already gave you the code word in my chart book. So this entire concept is covered in chart book. But in exams, during the last 1.5 days of exams, my dear friends, you can't have two books. You can't have any kind of confusion. All right. So what are we going to do? We will keep chart book as our main book. We will keep chart book as our reference. And we will write over there what is to be studied from the main book. All right. So analyze the definition. Write down there. Page number 4 and 5 of main book. Read once. Don't by heart, read once. Once I finish this full concept, you will understand my method, what I'm trying to do. Because can I say you have a problem that in last 1.5 days it becomes difficult to cover everything? Yes or no, sir? Yes, sir. So don't worry. The question bank also I will give you LMR question. What is LMR? Last minute revision questions, right? So I will give you everything which will help you to cover entire subject easily in the last 1.5 days. That also is 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Don't worry about it. All right. So now listen to me. This is your first concept, definition of audit. So you have your definition over here. Yes. You have this 4 marks question over here. Yes. Then for analyze the definition, you have the marking, that page number 4 and 5 of main book. Read once, don't by heart. All right. If there is anything to by heart, I will tell you. Okay. So now let us say you are in your self-study mode. Okay. So what you will do is you will pick up the chart book. You will see this first concept. Okay. This is the concept. And for analyze the definition, sir has asked me to read these page numbers once. So I go to that particular main book and I see those page numbers. I read once, finish. Are you getting my method now? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just for your information, I am keeping this in mind that yes, there could be some first attempt students also. All right. That is why we are going from the level 0 only. Okay. But I am also keeping this in mind that there could be students who are repeating. All right. And they would want to ensure that things are covered in a reasonable time also. Okay? So all the objectives will be met. Don't worry about it. Okay. So Alankrita, you are understanding this speed now? Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Everyone, now listen to me. So we are very clear with this definition of audit, what can be asked, all right, and how we are supposed to prepare. So this concept done and dusted, we keep it aside. All right. Now the next concept that is coming in front of you, and a very, very sensitive concept, that is objectives of audit. Many a times what happens is, all right, that we don't understand the question at all. So when I say objectives of audit, what do you understand by the word objectives? Objectives means purpose. Why we are doing anything. All right. So yes, listen to me. Objectives are given over here. However, I have given some basic lines which I want everyone to be very clear with. So everyone, come on. Everyone with me. Before I start officially explaining the objectives, I want you to confirm certain points. All right. Who is going to prepare the financial statements? Management. Preparation, presentation of financial statement will be the responsibility of management. Will auditor prepare the financial statements? No, sir. Auditor is only going to examine the financial statements and is going to express an opinion on the financial statements. Okay. Now tell me everyone, if there is a fraud in the financial statements, okay, if management has overvalued something or undervalued something, over recognized something or under recognized something, all right, then in that case, if there is a fraud in the financial statements, and if auditor fails to detect that fraud, then can auditor be held liable for failure to detect fraud? Yes or no, sir? Come on, type in the chat box. Whatever you feel, don't worry. Even if your first attempt, don't worry. Whatever you feel, just write. Can auditor be held liable for failure to detect fraud? Yes or no, sir? All right. Now, there is a very big logic to this answer that we need to understand. Auditor is just a professional examiner. Auditor is expected to maintain alertness. But auditor has not been appointed specifically to detect fraud. It is same like paper checker. If I am your paper checker, my main task is to check the paper and give the marks. My main task is not to find out the copy cases. However, when I see the paper, all right, and if I see that there are two papers where line by line everything is the same, then I am now doubting that there is something suspicious. Now it is expected from me that I will investigate and find out the fraud. All right, that who is this copy case? But my main task was not to find out the copy case. My main task was to check the paper. Now apply the same logic in the audit of financial statements. That boss, auditor is a professional examiner. His main task is to examine the financial statements and express an opinion. However, while examining the financial statements, auditor is expected to maintain alertness. Right? So he should maintain alertness. And if he finds something suspicious, then he is expected to investigate. So if there is a fraud in the financial statements, but if auditor can prove that he has done the job, he has checked everything, he also maintained alertness, but management was very smart in committing that fraud, and that is why auditor was helpless, he could not find out, then auditor can never be held liable, because auditor's primary duty is not to detect fraud. Auditor's primary duty is to express an opinion on the financial statements. You know, there is a separate audit in the market which is done only for detecting fraud. That is called as forensic audit. This subject is not forensic audit. This subject is normal audit of financial statements. So please, everyone should be aware about these lines that have been written over here. That preparation and presentation of financial statements is the responsibility of management, including those charged with governance. Don't worry, you may find some difficult words. Alright, management is normally that CEO, CFO, manager level person, and those charged with governance, you know, they are board of directors, audit committee. Alright, so one more time, preparation and presentation of financial statements is the responsibility of management, including those charged with governance. Those charged with governance are senior to management. I repeat, those charged with governance are senior to management. Alright, prevention and detection of fraud and error is the primary responsibility of management, including those charged with governance. Boss, if a student has copied, first student should be held liable. So if management has committed a fraud in the financial statements, first management should be held liable. Are you getting my point? Okay, so prevention, detection of fraud and error is the primary responsibility of management, including those charged with governance. Auditor's primary duty, auditor's main task is to form and express an opinion on the financial statements being audited. Auditor needs to maintain an attitude of alertness. Alright, an attitude of alertness is called as professional skepticism. The moment I find difficult words, I will go slow. Alright, so professional skepticism is nothing but questioning mind, maintaining alertness. Everyone should by heart this, that auditor needs to maintain an attitude of professional skepticism while planning and performing audit. In fact, he is supposed to maintain this attitude throughout the audit. Alright, write down please. Auditor needs to maintain an attitude of professional skepticism while planning and performing audit, that is throughout the audit. After reasonable verification, hello, you cannot just straight away start doubting your client. But yes, you are supposed to maintain alertness. That is called as professional skepticism. Work with questioning mind. Ask questions, but don't be suspicious. Alright. Work with questioning mind. Maintain alertness. All right. But you should also verify the documents. After reasonable verification, auditor may consider documents and records of auditee. Auditee means the client that we are auditing as genuine. After verification, you can consider the documents as genuine unless there is something else to be doubted for. All right. Auditor can be held liable for fraud in the financial statements only if it is proved that he was careless, all right, grossly negligent in the conduct of his duties. Sir, listen to me, all the students. When you start reading, no, you feel like, Arey, how will we by heart everything? Don't keep that pressure right now. Let me go to the question bank, all right. You don't have to by heart everything. I was just reading these lines because these lines only conceptually you should be aware of. Whenever there is a material to by heart something, you will automatically see me going slow, all right. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just want you to conceptually understand these lines. Come on, one more time. Preparation and presentation of financial statement is the responsibility of management and those charged with governance. Prevention, detection of fraud and error is the primary responsibility of management, including those charged with governance. Auditor's primary duty is to express an opinion on the financial statement. Auditor is expected to maintain an attitude of professional skepticism, questioning mind, maintaining alertness throughout the audit. After reasonable verification, auditor can consider documents as genuine unless there is something else to the contrary. All right. Auditor can be held liable for fraud only if it is proved that he was careless. If auditor has performed his work properly, all right, then he cannot be held liable for fraud. I want a confirmation. Is everyone through with this? Yes or no, sir? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Very good. Now listen to me. Now what we are going to do, okay, this is something that you have to by heart. No, conceptually understand, yes, but this is one of their favorites, all right, that you have to by heart and do it properly, all right. Now we are officially understanding overall objectives of auditor. Means what is the overall purpose of auditor? See, we know it in simple English that overall purpose of auditor is to express an opinion on the financial statements. We know it in simple English, but we now need to do it in technical English. All right. Now listen to me very carefully. This overall purpose of auditor is given in SA 200. What is SA? Standards on auditing. Like in accounts, you have accounting standards, we have standards on auditing. But it's okay if you don't remember the number right now. I just want you to understand the main concept. Overall objectives of independent auditor and conduct of audit as per standards. So what is the overall purpose of auditor? Before I go to the wordings, I want you to understand something very conceptually over here. Alright, so one thing is very clear. The moment I write the word assurance, assurance is anything that increases the confidence of the intended users of financial statements, right? Intended users of the data, obviously other than the management. Means it should be able to increase the confidence of the shareholders, of the government, of the bankers, of the lenders, all right? So all third parties should be able to feel confident, all right? That is an assurance engagement. Now listen to me. If you are the auditor of Reliance Industries Limited, right, and if you are verifying the financial statements of Reliance Industries Limited, I repeat, if you are the auditor of Reliance Industries Limited, and if you are verifying the financial statements of Reliance Industries Limited, you will check the financial statements? Yes, sir. You will obtain the evidence? Yes, sir. Tell me everyone, as an auditor of Reliance Industries Limited, you know that, in case of listed entities, within 60 days of the year end, they have to submit the financial statements audited to stock exchange. Tell me everyone, do you really think that you will be able to verify 100% of transactions of Reliance Industries Limited? Yes or no, sir? Do you really think you will be able to verify 100% of transactions of Reliance Industries Limited? No, obviously no. Obviously no. Obviously not. All right. And you cannot launch an investigation on every single item. Okay, I need 100% proof for every single item. That is not just achievable. Right? So tell me, if you have studied company law, you know the rights that auditor has. Yes, auditor has right to access books of accounts. Yes. But you know, if management does not cooperate with the auditor, the maximum right that auditor has, that he will write it in the report or he will resign. Means auditor does not have a right to complain to the government that management is not cooperating and stuff. In such kind of situations, do you really think that auditor can provide 100% guarantee on the financial statements? Do you really think that auditor can provide 100% guarantee on the financial statements? No, 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 no. It is not just possible. So listen to me very carefully. Assurance, that is increasing the confidence of the stakeholders. One is absolute assurance. Sir, absolute means giving a guarantee. Second is reasonable assurance. Sir, reasonable assurance means high level of assurance, but not a guarantee, boss. Reasonable assurance means high level of assurance, but not a guarantee. Third is lower than reasonable, which is called as limited assurance. Lower than reasonable is called as limited assurance. And fourth is that we just don't give any kind of assurance. Audit subject. Audit is over here, reasonable assurance. All right. I will show you practically also. I'll show you practically also. So if I just open up Reliance Industries Limited audit report. All right, look at this. I had opened in finances, so there are some markings. Look at this. In our opinion, and to the best of our information and according to explanation given to us. So what they're trying to say is that we have tried our level best, but I am not giving you a guarantee. We have tried our level best. I am not giving you a guarantee. I'll show you one more line. This is Reliance audit report. Look at this. Reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance, but it is not a guarantee. Audit, that an audit conducted in accordance with SS will always detect mistakes. That means they are very clear, Reliance auditors, that sorry, we cannot give you a guarantee. Right? So auditing is a reasonable assurance engagement. Tell me, auditing is a reasonable assurance engagement. Come on, tell me everyone, auditing is a reasonable assurance engagement. All right. Don't expect us to give a guarantee. That is not possible. Acha sir, can you give examples of other two? Yeah. One example I will give. You know, quarterly financial statements. What is quarterly? 3 months. Quarterly financial statements of listed entities. They are checked by practicing CA. In that, practicing CA performs very less work, lower than audit. So if you are checking 1000 transactions over here, you will just check 100 transactions over here. Alright, so checking is done. Opinion is also expressed. It is at a very lower extent. That is called as review, or that is also called as limited assurance. This is called as review, or that is also called as limited assurance. Don't worry. In the next lecture, we will do all the difference between and everything properly. But today I want you to understand, alright, that in case whenever I use the word assurance, there is one absolute assurance guarantee which is not possible. Second is reasonable assurance, high level of assurance, but not a guarantee. And third is limited assurance, even lower than reasonable. And fourth is no assurance. Come on, everyone with me. Auditing is a reasonable assurance engagement. Tell me, auditing is a reasonable assurance engagement. Alright. So tell me, as an auditor, hello, as an auditor, when I say that give me your overall objectives, tell me your overall purpose. Your overall purpose is to obtain absolute assurance or reasonable assurance. A for absolute, R for reasonable. What is your overall purpose? Obviously, R for reasonable. Alright. So everyone, you should understand the starting properly over here. Overall objectives of auditor. Overall objectives of auditor are to obtain reasonable assurance. To obtain reasonable assurance. Don't worry, I have given the meaning of reasonable assurance over here. High level of assurance, but not a guarantee. The students, listen to me very carefully. Why it is written to obtain? See, these are small things that you should be very careful of. To obtain. First, as an auditor, you should be confident. Then you can give the confidence to others. Are you getting my point? First, you should be yourself confident. Then you can give confidence to others. So, I need to first obtain reasonable assurance. Then I will report and provide reasonable assurance. Right? So, come on, tell me. To obtain reasonable assurance. One more time. To obtain reasonable assurance. Reasonable assurance on what? Hello? You are conducting audit of financial statements, yes or no, sir? Listen to me very carefully. If you are conducting audit of Reliance Industries Limited, okay, and if there is an error of 5 lakh rupees in Reliance Industries Limited, I repeat, if you are conducting audit of Reliance Industries Limited, and if there is an error of 5 lakh rupees in Reliance Industries Limited, then in that case, will you say that the financial statements of Reliance are showing a wrong picture? Will you say that the financial statements of Reliance are showing a wrong picture? No, yaar. In entire Reliance Industries Limited, if there is an error of 5 lakh rupees, are you going to give a negative opinion? Are you going to give a negative opinion? No, sir. In big countries, small things keep happening. Actually, this is a Bollywood dialogue. I tried to translate it in English. बड़े देशों में छोटी बातें होती रहती है. So, as an auditor, I am worried that financial statements should not have big errors. Small errors are fine. So, everyone over here, I want to obtain reasonable assurance whether financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatements. Come on, tell me. I want to obtain reasonable assurance whether financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatements. All right. I don't want big errors over there. Small errors are fine. I want a confirmation. Are you clear with this much? I want every single word very clear over here. Hello. Overall objectives of independent auditor that we need to obtain reasonable assurance whether financial statements are free from material misstatements. Students, tell me, everyone. Hello. In case of company, financial statements are prepared as per which schedule? Schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013. Alright. Plus, because you are in inter CA, we say accounting standards. In final CA, you will study Ind AS. Schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013 plus accounting standard. Can I say it is the guideline based upon which financial statements of companies are prepared? Yes or no, sir? Yes or no, sir? Yes, sir. As an auditor, when I am checking, company financial statements, then can I say I will obviously check that whether they have followed Schedule 3 and accounting standards? Yes or no, sir? Yes, sir. So, students, this is practical teaching, but we need to ensure that we understand audit English. So, as an auditor, this same practical thing, now I will write in audit English. As an auditor, I will check whether financial statements are in accordance with. Students, don't worry. I am going to introduce one Bahubali word. Prabhas explanation I have already given. Sir, what is this Prabhas Bahubali? See, Prabhas sounds very normal. When I say Bahubali, that is when you earn 1700 crore. So, this is Prabhas explanation. Now, I am going to convert it into Bahubali English. Whether financial statements are in accordance with AFRF, that is applicable financial reporting framework. You know, in case of company financial statements, in case of company final accounts, Schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013 plus accounting standard is technically nothing but AFRF, that is applicable financial reporting framework for the company. In case of banking industry, all right, there is a format given under Banking Regulation Act 1949 and the accounting standards to be followed. So that becomes the applicable financial reporting framework of the banking companies. Every company, every single entity has its own applicable financial reporting framework. So as an auditor, I need to obtain reasonable assurance whether financial statements are free from, whether financial statements are free from material misstatements and whether financial statements are in accordance with applicable financial reporting framework. As you can see over here, I have given the meaning. Applicable financial reporting framework means the set of guidelines based upon which entity has to prepare their financial statements. So come on, everyone, one more time. What is the overall objective of auditor? Come on, you are going to say it with me. What is the overall objective of auditor? To obtain reasonable assurance. Reasonable assurance on what? On my face? No. Whether financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatements. Whether financial statements are prepared in accordance with applicable financial reporting framework. Alright. Whether financial statements are prepared in accordance with applicable financial reporting framework. Once I obtain this reasonable assurance, I repeat, once I obtain this reasonable assurance, then I am going to report on the financial statements as required by standards on auditing. Right? And in that report, I will ensure that I cover my findings also. So students, I need this by heart, please, everyone over here. Overall objectives of independent auditor are to obtain reasonable assurance whether financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatements, whether financial statements are in accordance with applicable financial reporting framework. Then auditor will report on the financial statements in accordance with the standards on auditing and auditor's findings. I want a confirmation from everyone. Is everyone through with this? Yes or no, sir? Yes, sir. Now listen to me very carefully, beta. What they will do is, it is possible that they will print these objectives in the question. Alright? And then they will say, analyze the objectives. Alright? Students, I hope now you are clear that the moment I say, analyze the objective, means you have to just pick up every single line and talk about that. You say what is reasonable assurance. Then you say that financial statement should be free from material misstatement. Means there should not be any big errors. Alright. If there are small negligible errors, then auditor can ignore that. Then you tell them what is applicable financial reporting framework. Then you say that auditor will have to prepare a report as per standards on auditing. Express his opinion in that report. Understood? Every single line you will take and you will just expand. However, I will show this from the main book also. Look at this. Everyone over here. Please come to point number 5, objectives of audit. Objectives as per SA 200. This is covered in the chart book. This is covered in the chart book. And then you will see that they are analyzing the objectives. Okay. First, they are explaining the meaning of reasonable assurance. Then they are saying about misstatements in the financial statements. They should not be material. Immaterial misstatements are okay. Then they are saying that opinion is reported and communicated. So this entire content is not to be mugged up. This is not for rote learning. This is not for by hearting. Alright, this is only read once material. This is only read once material. Alright. So I will just write the page number over here because you should have everything in your chart book. So analyze the objective. Read page number 8 once, only once. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on, everyone over here. Everyone over here. See, it is very important that from every concept, you not only learn the concept, but also keep on thinking about what kind of questions can be asked. Alright, so everyone over here, please come to the question bank. Very first question. Very first question. Question number 1. Okay. It is my humble request, my dear friends. My very much humble request. Alright. That please don't look at the answer. Okay. Try to think on your own. Okay. Lalji Bhai has purchased shares of a company listed on National Stock Exchange. The audited financial statements of the company provide a picture of healthy financial performance, having robust turnover, low debt and good profits. On the above basis, he is absolutely satisfied that money invested by him is safe and there is no chance of losing his money. Do audited results and audit report of companies provide such assurance to investors like Lalji Bhai? Alright, come on, tell me yes or no, sir. Yes or no, sir. Alright, now listen to me very carefully. As an auditor, my overall objectives are that, boss, whatever financial statements I am auditing, I will give an opinion whether those financial statements are correct or not, whether they are showing a true and fair view or not, whether they are prepared as per applicable financial reporting framework or not. I am not going to give any stock market tip in my report. Look at this. On the above basis means based upon audited financial statements, Lalji Bhai is absolutely satisfied that money invested by him is safe and there is no chance of losing his money. Tell me, is audit report a stock market tip report? Is audit report a stock market tip report? No, sir. No, no, no. All right. Secondly, he can never be absolutely satisfied because auditing provides reasonable assurance. Auditing provides reasonable assurance. All right. So everyone over here, look at this. In module, there is one problem. For test your understanding question, they have given answers in short. Okay. So what I will tell you how you can extend that answer. An audit does not provide assurance to investors in shares regarding safety of his money. Alright. Share prices of securities are affected by a range of factors. An audit only provides reasonable assurance that financial statements are free from material misstatements, whether due to fraud or error. Hence, thinking of Lalji Bhai is not correct. Alright. So everyone over here, whenever you are looking at a case study based question, alright, you should have some theory in mind. Then it will be followed by facts of the case. Alright. And then you are going to give the conclusion. Okay. So when I say that you should have some theory in mind, so what is the main theory over here? Tell me, this question is from definition of audit, D for definition or O for objectives of audit? This question is from D for definition or O for objectives of audit? Obviously, it is from O for objectives of audit. Alright. So when I say that you should have some theory in mind, means the main theory over here is overall objectives. Alright. So what you can do is, from the chart book, you can write this entire objectives, obviously in paragraph form. You can write this entire objectives as the first paragraph of this answer. You know, in the afternoon slot, I am taking Hindi-English mixed delivery batch, where there are obviously lots of students because we have things face to face over here. Alright. And I have requested them that, you know, you should do the writing practice of the question answers. Obviously, which question answers? The questions which I will mark it as LMR. And I am very happy that today, those students actually practiced the question answers. And they showed it to me. They said, this is how we write the answer. So you can also do that virtually. I can just have a look at the answers if you can show it to me in scanned PDF form. But this is one request from my side if you are able to execute this. Alright. So overall objectives you will write. Okay. Then you will write facts of the case. Okay. And then in the conclusion, alright, you will write this particular paragraph. because that is analysis and the conclusion. So any case study should have three parts: theory, facts of the case along with analysis, and then the conclusion. I hope I have made myself very, very clear. Yes or no, sir? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So today, up till now, how much you have understood? Right? You have understood assurance engagement, non-assurance engagement. You have understood that auditing is an assurance engagement. You have understood the definition of audit. They can ask you a question of analyze the definition. Then person conducting audit is expected to that BUAs, TACOs and stuff, that particular paragraph we did. Objectives of audit, line by line we are clear what are the overall objectives of audit. They can ask you a theory question to analyze the objectives, right? And then they can ask you such kind of practical question of Lalji Bhai. But yes, this question is a good question. We will mark it as LMR, that is last minute revision. About 7-8 questions in this chapter, we will mark it as LMR. Is everyone through with this? Yes, yes. All right. We are continuing our discussion. But I hope that in the first hour now you would have realized how we are going to get through with this. And I hope that is increasing your confidence, because this is how you study audit subject, all right, to ensure that you score proper marks. Okay. Now everyone over here, we are moving ahead. Concept of professional skepticism. Actually, this concept is given in chapter 11. Okay. But I am covering it right now because I want these words at the tip of your tongue. So concept of professional skepticism. What is professional skepticism? I am telling you, you have to maintain questioning mind. You cannot maintain suspicious mind. You have to maintain alertness. Alright. You straight away cannot start doubting your client. You can consider the records as genuine, obviously after verifying. But you straight away cannot start with an assumption that the records are wrong. Auditor shall consider the documents as genuine, unless there are reasons or evidence to believe otherwise. Auditor shall maintain such attitude throughout the audit. All right, you have to maintain this attitude throughout the audit. Examples of maintaining attitude of profession. So there is one very special line in audit. We say that auditor is a watchdog and not a bloodhound. This line was introduced in the 19th century by Justice Lindley, in a UK case law, where they nicely said that auditor is a watchdog and not a bloodhound. Like a dog, auditor has to maintain alertness, but he cannot act like a mad animal who is just sucking the blood out of you without any reason. So, when will auditor actually feel like, yes, now I need to bark? Wow, 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 wow. All right. When will auditor feel the need of barking? Examples of maintaining an attitude of professional. When will auditor feel that, yes, now I need to be more alert? When there are two documents that don't tally, contradictory evidence. When there is something which creates doubt over reliability, someone has altered the document and stuff, right, which creates doubt over reliability, then auditor will feel more like, barking and moving ahead. All right. When there is a possibility of fraud, all right, you are conducting audit of a company which is mainly running based upon cash transactions, construction company and stuff, yeah. And whenever there is a need where you feel like I need to do something more. Sir, for example, I asked some questions to the management. I asked the same questions to the other employees and I received inconsistent replies. Then I may feel the need of performing more procedures, additional procedures. So contradict far is the code word. And this is one of the module questions in chapter number 11, but I am covering it right now because it is in my flow. That if there is something contradictory, if there is a fraud possibility, if there is a need to perform additional procedure, or if there is a doubt over reliability, these are the areas where auditor will be even more alert, all right, and if the watchdog will start barking. So that is why these are called as examples of maintaining an attitude of professional skepticism. Now listen to me very carefully. What happens in exams? Whenever you ask students to write examples, I repeat, whenever you ask students to write examples, students think that they can just randomly write on their own, which is wrong. There are some examples where I will allow you to write on your own. For example, when I started the subject in definition of audit in this independent examination, I told you that you can write examples on your own, that auditor should not hold shares of the company and stuff. Because I know that over there it is allowed. But in some questions, institute is very strict, extremely strict. And they would want their examples in the answer. And this is one of that question. So in this question, please ensure that you are writing only these examples. Have I made myself very, very clear? Yes or no, sir? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Now listen to me. Let us say that you are conducting audit of a manufacturing company. Okay, my dear friend. You are conducting audit of a manufacturing company. You went for a plant premises visit, in a factory visit. You went for a factory visit. And in that factory visit, you heard a voice of you heard a very tender voice. Uncle, uncle, auntie, auntie. You just turned around and there was no one. Sir, is this a horror show? No, no, no. Then you look down and there is a 3-year-old child. He is working over there as a child laborer. And you saw that child literally being exploited with so much of work. But he's doing that to feed his family. In this situation, tell me, as an auditor, what are you going to do? You see a child labor in front of you. What are you going to do? Zoom mein type na. What are you going to do? You see a child labor in front of you. I have received some responses over here. I'll warn the management not to employ children. Okay. Chalo, tell me. Are you going to report it to the Labour Ministry? Yes or no, sir? Why or N? Are you going to report it to the Labour Ministry? Okay. Are you going to, take action over there? Are you going to call the police and say that, boss, there is a child labor over here? Now listen to me very carefully. I am touching a very sensitive discussion, right? And that is called as scope of audit. You see, I was so emotional while even typing this. I wrote over here also very important. Scope of audit. Let me tell you, in this chapter, around 25-30% questions are from here only. Scope of audit, scope of audit, scope of audit. Alright, so it is obviously very, very important. What do you understand by the word scope? Scope means coverage. I need to think like an auditor. In this child labor case study, you know what I will do as an auditor? As a human, obviously I want to kill that management for employing the children. Alright. But obviously I need to think like an auditor over here. And as an auditor, you know what I'm going to do? I'll ask the management, hello, there is a child labor over here. So obviously you have violated the law. You need to pay the penalty. So please create a provision entry of 5 crores. I mean, whatever is the penalty. And because of child labor, you may lose your manufacturing license. So what about your going concern? See, I will only stick to audit. I need to talk like an auditor, think like an auditor, walk like an auditor over here. Are you getting my point? Yes. That is why I'm teaching you scope of audit. It is just another way of saying that you please stay within your limits. Coverage. How much are we going to cover? It means coverage of audit. How many areas auditor needs to cover in order to achieve his objective? In order to achieve the objective, how many areas you're going to cover? As an auditor, I will understand my scope from three areas. L, I and C. Law will tell me what is my scope. ICI will tell me standards on auditing what is my scope. And C for I will have a contract with the client and that will help me to understand what is my scope. Because as an auditor, I am not expected to step outside the scope of audit. I have made myself very clear. Yes. Tell me everyone, if you are conducting audit of Air India, the entire flight maintenance system of Air India, the Air India control tower, all right, Air India control tower and the entire Air India flight maintenance system, all right, the flight machinery, the instructions to be given by the air hostess. Do you think that these are the most sensitive issues and very important areas for Air India? Yes or no, sir? Yes or no, sir? Yes. For Air India, it is the most sensitive thing. But you know, as an auditor, I am not concerned about it. Because I am an auditor of financial statements. So I am going to be concerned about anything and everything that relates to the financial statements. Air India, ticket booking, revenue, accounting, yes, I am worried about. Air India, if there is a sale of food and beverages on the flight, how it is accounted, I am worried about. Air India staff salaries, I am worried about. Fuel charges, I am worried about. I want to know how all of this is accounted, how the taxes are paid, how it is connected with the accounting system. That is my scope. Everyone over. Scope of audit. What it includes. C for coverage of all aspects of the entity, but which aspects that are relevant to the financial statements being audited. Right. Yes, I'll be worried about accounting system. I'll be worried about transactions, balances, disclosures. But I'm not going to be worried about every single operation. Do you think that the auditor of my company is as of now worried how the lecture is being conducted? Do you think my auditor is worried how the lecture is being conducted? No. But for me, this lecture is very important for my revenues. Alright. So auditor is not going to cover this aspect, because it is not relevant to the financial statements. So please understand this English properly. Coverage of all aspects that are relevant to the financial statements being audited. Have I made myself very, very clear? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Then auditor will be worried about sufficiency and reliability of the information. But which information? Please write down. Please write down. Information that is presented or disclosed in the financial statement. Obviously, auditor will be worried about the information, but which information? Information that is presented or disclosed in the financial statement. Not every single information. Why do you think that my auditor is worried about the pass ratio, my rankers, and my 70 plus, 80 plus students and stuff? No. He is worried about reliability and sufficiency of information which is going to be presented or disclosed in the financial statement. And he will obviously be worried about the notes to accounts. Alright. The disclosures. Whether the disclosures are proper, whether it is as per accounting standard, whether it is as per applicable law. So everyone over here, CSD, or you can also put CID as the code word. I will change the code word. I will say CID. That sounds more funny. C for coverage of all aspects of entity that are relevant to the financial statements being audited. I for information that is presented or disclosed in the financial statements. Auditor will be worried about sufficiency and reliability of that information. Then D for disclosures in the financial statement. Whether they are properly presented, whether they are as per accounting standards, whether they are as per laws and regulations or not. Yes, auditor will be worried about that. I want a confirmation. Are you clear with this? Yes or no, sir? Yes, sir. But my dear friends, let me tell you, this concept is so important. It is so important that we need to study this from the main book also. Alright. So everyone over here, look at this. Scope of audit, what it includes. First, they are just explaining the meaning of the word scope. Scope refers to range or reach of something. What is the purpose of audit? Or a definition of audit. So this paragraph is time pass. Okay. Applicable financial reporting framework, they are explaining the meaning, but that I have already explained. Any guideline which is applicable to the entity for preparation of financial statements is nothing but applicable financial reporting framework. Okay. For example, in case of companies, it is Schedule 3. Main content starts from here. Scope inclusions. Alright. Audit of financial statements should be organized adequately to cover all aspects of the entity relevant to the financial statements being audited. Then, auditor should be reasonably satisfied that information, but which information? Accounting information. Alright. In accounting records in the source data is reliable and sufficient. Tell me everyone. Hello. Hello. Today you took admission in my course. When you take admission in my course, whether you take it from website or you take it from app, there is an invoice and a confirmation that is automatically generated. Yes or no, sir? Yes, sir. So even my auditor will feel better that Pragnesh sir is not manually making invoices. Pragnesh sir is not manually making invoices. Alright? It is getting generated automatically, which has basic amount, GST and all calculations very clear. So auditor will start trusting. Let me introduce one very important word. As an auditor, my auditor will study that app and that system because it is important for his accounting work. So my auditor will study and assess the accounting systems and internal controls. What do you understand by internal controls? My internal processes to reduce errors. Whatever system has been implemented by the company to reduce the errors, that is nothing but internal control system. So auditor will make a study of accounting system and internal control system. Let me tell you, if you're auditor of Air India, you are worried about the accounting system and internal controls of Air India, but with respect to the financial statements, you are not going to walk into the flight and say that, come on, let me show that, yeah, where is this switch, where is this system, where is that? No, you are not going to do that. So come on, everyone with me. Come on, everyone with me. Are you worried about the reliability and sufficiency of information of the entity? Yes or no, sir? Come on, type in Y or N. Are you worried about reliability and sufficiency of information of the entity? Yes or no, sir? Answer is no. Listen to me. Listen to me. If you rewind and listen also, reliability and sufficiency of information of the entity. No. I am worried about information which is there in the accounting records of the entity. Are you understanding this? Hello? It's count. Yes, yes. So come on. Auditor is concerned about reliability and sufficiency of information contained in the accounting records of the entity. Now, is this statement correct? Yes. Yes. How will auditor verify that? Whether this information is reliable or not? By studying the accounting system and internal controls. Am I clear with this? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So C for coverage of all aspects of the entity relevant to the financial statements being audited. I for information in the accounting records. And D for disclosures. Hey, hello. In this disclosure, you see this long paragraph? Because they are explaining something from account subject. All right. So we need to see whether relevant information is properly disclosed, statutory requirement. In these notes to accounts and stuff, there is a summary, of whatever has happened. All right. So whether the financial statements properly summarize the transaction, whether judgments are properly recorded. Who is responsible for preparation, presentation of financial statements? Management. Who is responsible for choosing the accounting policies? Come on, type everyone. Who is responsible for choosing the accounting policies? M for management or A for auditor? Who is responsible for choosing the accounting policies? M for management or A for auditor? Obviously M for management. Then what will auditor do? Auditor will check whether these disclosures are adequate. Auditor will check whether these accounting policies are consistent. Right? These things auditor is going to check. Are you getting my point? Yes or no, sir? Yes, sir. But that is what they have written over here. If you want, you can just read this one. Just reading, just reading. Management is responsible for preparation, presentation of financial statements, making any judgment. Okay. For example, choosing of appropriate accounting policy, management is going to do this. All right. Auditor will evaluate the selection and consistent application of accounting policies. Whether it is proper, whether it is consistent, whether there are changes. Okay. Then they are just explaining the meaning of the historical financial information. So what is this historical financial information? The balance sheet P&L which you study in company accounts, that is history only. So there is history after that balance sheet P&L is prepared. That is historical financial information. Then they are just giving you example. Alright. So this is too much of content. I just came over here to read once so that we are very clear about what is given. Okay. So I'll just write this page number reference. CID page number 9. Read once. These references are from main book. Hello. These references are from main book. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But listen to me. If we keep on doing theory and if we don't understand how this will be questioned, then again there is a problem. So we need to go to the question bank. All right. Question number two. Question number two. Good Deeds Limited is engaged in the business of recycling of waste from dumping grounds of Municipal Corporation of Indore to usable manure. It is in this way also helping to make the city clean. During the course of audit by Zoa and Zoha, a firm of auditors, it is observed by auditors that company has received a notice from Central Bench of National Green Tribunal for not allowing certain environmental regulations involving imposition of hefty monetary penalty on the company. So company has received notice from government department. Hey, tell me, hello, hello. As per your accounting standard, if company receives notice from government department, then is the company expected to give it in the notes to accounts? Yes or no, sir? If you receive a notice from the government department, that also show cause notice and stuff, are you supposed to give it in the notes to accounts? Yes. Contingent liability and stuff. If the chances of losing are more, if the chances of losing your money are more, then you need to create provision. Yes. In which accounting standard you have studied this? In which accounting standard you have studied this? All right, AS 29. Correct. Very good. Now everyone over here. The company is yet to reply to the notice. Auditors point out the same. Auditors point out that same is not stated in the notes to accounts in the financial statement. Company points out that auditors are going beyond the scope of their work. Beyond the scope of their work. Beyond the scope of their work. The moment they use the word scope, what should ring in your mind? CID, 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 CID. Coverage of all aspects of the entity relevant to the financial statements being audited. Information that is contained in the accounting records. Auditor needs to verify the reliability and sufficiency of that information. D for disclosures in the financial statements, whether they are as per accounting standards and applicable regulatory requirements. The moment they say scope, does such a matter fall within the scope? Is auditor going to examine the disclosures as per AS 29? Will it fall in the scope of the audit? Yes, yes. Tell me, this point is from C, I or D? This point is from C, I or D? C, I or D? D, D, D. D, D, D. Yes. But as you can see, this answer they have given in one line, which I am not happy. Alright, so what we can do is, first write down reference of AS 29. You need to explain that this notice creates a contingent liability. Okay, this should be your first point. Then second point should be with respect to your scope of audit. Here where you will explain that D point. Then third will be your facts of the case and analysis. So what will be facts of the case? In the, see, you should write it in short. In the given case, the company has received a notice, all right, and therefore, as per the above discussion, the company is expected to mention it in the notes to accounts as per the accounting standards. And then the last paragraph will be your conclusion, all right, that the company says that it is beyond the scope of the work. However, as per above discussions, it is very well within the scope of audit. Therefore, company's contention or company's conclusion is incorrect, or company's view is incorrect. Are you clear how you are supposed to write? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, scope of audit. Scope of audit, we have covered what is included in the scope. Now we will talk about what is not included in the scope. But this is also very, very interesting for what is not included within the scope. All right. But this we will continue from the next session. All right. It's my humble request with folded hands. Whatever I have covered in this session, please revise it. 2 questions I have covered, that writing practice you can do, so that you get the warm-up feeling of audit, all right? And in every session, we ensure that we move towards the target of crossing our 70 marks minimum, right? Thank you so much.